Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Muslim Farmville. Thanks for stopping by. This is where you can find spirituality, sustainable, and slow living lifestyle. I'm starting the day to do my duha prayer. My husband is expecting a friend from Europe. So he's outside feeding the animals, watering the plants, and having the front yard look a little bit better, inshallah. Even though here in Wisconsin, the weather some days are cool and some days are warm, but I still love to have my hot cup of tea. I enjoy tea if the weather is hot or not. That's the African part in me, right? I'm just going to take you along. Today I have few things going on. I love the smell of sourdough starter. And since we have a guest coming, we have no bread and I want to make some dessert too. So I want to take you along. I made some bone broth earlier and I need to put the Instant Pot back. Let's get our apron on. I also need to go outside and do a little shopping because the garden is thriving and that's where I go my grocery shopping. I'm just going to use the bread machine, pour some water, a little bit of oil. I need to have a couple of loaves of bread. We don't have any bread, and I was able to feed the sourdough starter this morning and it's ready after 4 or 5 hours later. Let's put all of that together. And flour, some salt, and the bread machine will do the work for me today. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. That's really it. I don't have any eggs inside, so I want to make sure I collect eggs too. A little bit of honey to sweeten. Let's take a tea break for now. I'm having a tea bag today, and it's ginger lemon tea. Let's go ahead and feed the sourdough starter because in a few hours also I would like to go ahead and make some Cinnabons. So when our guest arrives later, we will have some tea and some Cinnabons. So the starter is fed. Let's also clean up. I do my best to clean as I go because it makes my life so much easier. My husband told me a few weeks ago, he said, a friend of mine is coming to the States. He's coming from Europe. And the time and the days are this and that. What do you think? Alhamdulillah, we don't have anything going on. And I thought, it's perfect timing. So I always wash my sourdough starter the outside of the jar so it's not so sticky. So this was a perfect timing that he can come and visit. We don't have things going on, and I like to go ahead and organize myself before we have a guest, especially having bread ready, some of the veggies, fruits, whatever the garden is giving. I like to make sure I organize myself. And my understanding is he's coming to be with us about 4 days, but he will be leaving every day to go to the ISNA convention. That's what's going on. So he'll be gone all day. So he really does not need like meals and 3 meals a day or anything like that. So little dessert and some bread will be nice to have it. So the bread dough is going on. Let's go little shopping. I'm sure my husband will make breakfast for him. That's the way they can spend time together. and I want to make sure that everything he needs, that I have it in the house. So let's go to the farm while Anwar is playing and the bread dough is going. This is my favorite part, when I can get outside and get some fresh air and enjoy my tea. We have the jalapenos are thriving. So let's collect some of those. And I need to really put to use, because I already made some fermented jalapenos already and they are in the fridge, but I need to make more sometime, maybe the next few days. Every time something is thriving here at the farm, which is a blessing. And the smell of the veggies and the fruits, the jalapenos looks great, such a beautiful green. It's such a gift. We did put a lot of time in the springtime, but now it's time to enjoy. Everything you work so hard for, later you will enjoy it, right? That's what's happening now. Alhamdulillah wa shukrulillah. I am so grateful for this. My husband loves hot, spicy food. I like it too, but a little bit, not to the extent that he likes. He likes to eat hot sauce, hot peppers, jalapenos with everything. For me, I like to space myself and give my stomach a little rest. So I do enjoy a little spicy food. And the children now are growing and learning to add a little bit of hot sauces into their food, which is really nice. So now let's go ahead and collect some duck eggs. The ducks have been laying lots of eggs. Every couple of days I try to go ahead and collect them and use it for baking. Especially the duck eggs are amazing when you are baking bread or desserts and so on, and even just frying a couple of eggs, it's delicious when it comes to duck eggs. Here they are trying to come out. I like to just let them go ahead and free range. The ducks usually, they don't come back to their coop like the chickens do. The chickens will leave in the morning, they will come back in the evening, but the ducks, they just circle all around the land, they come to the front, and they just are different. I'm enjoying my little ginger and lemon tea as well. So I was able to give some fresh water to the ducks. Actually, my husband gave them the water, so I did not give them water. Now it's time to open the chicken coop. The girls have to come out. Here they go. The baby chicks are not babies anymore. They have been given lots and lots of little eggs. Here they are. So beautiful, and they are laying such a beautiful greenish, bluish eggs. So beautiful. So doing this morning's routine and chores, this will help my husband to be able to make breakfast. The bread will be ready for him. The eggs will be ready for him. If he wants some of the jalapenos, will be ready also for breakfast. Him and his friend can just go ahead and chill and make little morning breakfast together, some tea and things like that. Also, I want to go to the big garden and see if we have any tomatoes. Collecting all the eggs. I enjoy having these moments. Couple of days collection. Beautiful. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. This should keep us for quite some time. The flowers are also thriving. Now I want to go ahead and move into the big garden. Let's have a little bit of tea also. We have few rugs that are hanging outside. Since the sun is so bright, time to collect vitamin D. It's coming to an end. Summer looks like it's coming to an end. So I'm embracing it. I'm enjoying it. I'm just grateful. And also this summer we had few guests, so it's been wonderful to be able to have our guests to come and enjoy it with these amazing, delicious organic fruits and vegetables and organic eggs and lamb meat and chicken, and soon I am sure we will have to have one of the lambs butchered soon, and I will be able to share that video with you guys, because a lot of you have been asking me and DMing me, where do I get my meat? And our meat, we raise our own lambs for the summer and butcher it in the fall and use that for winter season. So, and the chickens, that's where I get it from. Tomatoes are looking amazing. My mom loves green tomatoes, and I prefer red tomatoes. So we have more green peppers. These are not hot, so I can put it into the food as well and let all that vitamin C cook into the food, and we enjoy it, inshallah. My husband loves hosting friends, family gatherings. For me, it takes me time to plan and prepare my mind and the kitchen as well. This is a zebra tomato. It looks so beautiful. So we are different than each other, but we balance well. It's nice that he can let me know ahead and say, friends are coming. Is this time, would it work for us, our family, what's going on with the children's needs, our private work, and all of that. So we balance each other very well. When I was a younger mom and I had the children, I felt very stressful. It was stressful to have people come because it was hard for me to manage the children and work and a guest and all of that. But now the more I grow, the more I embrace it and be grateful for when friends and family come over. I just prepare what we need to have earlier, so I have some energy to reserve and to be able to give it to my family and friends, so I'm not overwhelmed like I used to be. And I enjoy it better now, alhamdulillah. So I'm just taking a break, slowing myself and spacing myself, and just to slow down and enjoy my tea. All the goods are here. The children decided to make some chocolate chip cookies from some coconut oil, a little bit of maple syrup mixed together, some of the fresh eggs. I try to do my best when the children want to use the kitchen, so I let them go ahead and stay by close, but let them enjoy it and mix what they want to mix. Some cinnamon. I don't have vanilla, and this is almond flour. Mix all that together. This is Sam, who's in the kitchen today. Some chocolate chip. I said, do you want to put some nuts? And he said, no, I'm a chocolate man. He makes me laugh when he's in the kitchen with me. So he's made it a little bit of chocolate chip cookies, and that's what they are having this evening. So I decided to put together sourdough starter. It's ready. As you can see, it's all bubbly with putting it into the mixer, some water. And the starter, as you can see, looks amazing, and I love the smell of it. It takes me back to Somalia because Somalia we use sourdough starter with our injera, and let's add some milk, some honey, some of the fresh eggs, mix all of that together. I'm just taking my time, spacing myself. Let's add some flour. Perfect. A little bit of baking powder and baking soda, some pink Himalayan salt. I completely forgot to add some butter in there, and you all, it turned out so good because I added some milk in there, so that was a good healthy fat. So it's all done. It looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into a dish and cover it and let it sit for a few hours. It smells good. These are gonna be cinnamon rolls. Just pat it with a little bit of oil since I forgot to put the butter in it. It's gonna turn out good, and it did turn out good. Everybody enjoyed it. Perfect. Let's go ahead and cover that with a wet towel, and I'm just gonna take it, let it sit out in a warm place. That's what it needs. You have to give it a time. So after hours and hours and hours, let me show you what happened to the dough. As you can see, it overflowed. MashaAllah. That's one thing sourdough starter needs. When you're mixing it with all kind of stuff, you have to give it a time. So I'm just going to put oil on my island and roll the dough. It was sticking in the parchment paper, and I decided the oil will help. Perfect. It's so soft, and that's what I'm looking for, to be soft. Let's spread that out. My husband has a sweet tooth. My children have a sweet tooth too. So this is gonna hopefully last for a couple of days. Perfect. It rolled easily. So what I'm gonna do is the filling. As you can see, all the bubbles. Lots of bubbles. This is beautiful. So I'm just gonna take a stick of butter, mix it with cinnamon. That stick of butter, I kept it for a few hours on the counter, and a little bit of maple syrup. Mix all that together. I didn't want to melt it because it will be very runny, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to mix this together, and that will be the filling. Very, very simple. Spread it and roll it and cut it. I will also bake it into the large cast iron because these will rise as well. It smells so good, so good. It's extremely soft, but it's rolling easily, so that's fine. I'm just going to take a little knife or scissors and cut it. My cast iron is ready. I'm just going to take my time and enjoy it. Be at the moment. That's one thing I love about being in the kitchen. I take my time. I used to rush it and rush it. Now I can take my time and do some dhikr. Gratitude is the biggest thing that I need to practice. The scissors are helpful. Everything smells amazing, especially anything to do with cinnamon, right? If you mix cinnamon with maple syrup, it smells so good, y'all. I'm just having all the juice mixed in there too. Nothing goes to waste. Let me know and comment down, what are you making today for your family or for yourself? And let me know, did you had a lot of guests this summer? We had few guests which we have been enjoying, and doing this video voiceover now, we are having more guests coming, inshallah. And I think they will stay a week, this guest, so it's going to be wonderful. We also got to travel this summer, my husband and I, the children and my husband and myself. So it's been a wonderful summer, alhamdulillah. So I'm just gonna let the cinnamon buns sit there for a while, and the 2 loaves of the bread are riced very well. I'm just gonna go ahead and egg wash it so they can get nice and brown. Drizzle a little bit of honey, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bake them. So the cinnamon buns, I'm putting on top a little bit of heavy cream, and I will bake everything since the oven is going to be on. I'm going to take advantage of that, and the house is going to smell so good. Look, all the bubbles. You all, I'm amazed. It's like it's ready to be baked. All those bubbles, so good for our gut. I am quite proud and grateful right now. I'm smiling and telling you guys thank you for hanging out with me today. So everything is baked. I brought all the veggies inside, and the cinnamon is done. The bread is done. Let that cool down. All the veggies, so these can be used for breakfast or lunch, whatever, right? Make sandwiches, and everything looks good. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give the video thumbs up, and I will see you next time. There, it looks so good, and it rised, and it smells amazing. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Say mashallah. Look in the bottom. Looks amazing. Again, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a beautiful, blessed day.